Hello everybody and welcome back. The end of last episode we had a conversation with Cabela and the blood-spun web, and we are waiting for her to perform a ritual in our honor. These are prisoners. These are the final dawn dudes. But they are armed. They gave them weapons so that they will not die unarmed. But it's probably not going to matter because Cabela, is going to do what Cabela does. So let's go ahead and leave her there and start the battle. Now she has a couple of abilities. She's a melee. And this one here is one we're going to do. It's the death from above. She leaps in the air and lands on a cell. Upon landing, she deals damage to all adjacent enemies. So I don't know if it has to be an empty cell. I think it does. There we go. And I got an achievement for that. Now we can also get rid of that guy too. And let's do this one. In one turn, she obliterated everybody. I say that's pretty good. Round 2. You're a little bit more spread out. I still think we are going to stay put. We're going to do our little jump. I guess to here, or no, to here. Alright, we didn't actually do as well that time.
The angel is silent.
No matter. Now this is raining blood. The next melee attack splashes blood. Allies affected get... Okay, so that one's really not applicable right now. But I want to jump over here. Oh, we didn't kill him. But we shall. And now we're going to jump over here. And do it again. A cut to the heart, a cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostates will wash away the stain of their treachery, so that their souls may prostrate themselves before the undying one's throne and beg his forgiveness. Cabela wipes the blood from her blade in one swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Dominania? Will you make me your shield and shadow? Factotum.
Your ladyship, the spinners of the blood-spawn web were watching, tracking, and killing Von Valencia's enemies long before the warrant of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, the blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. But I do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed coat. I'm sure they must have good reason.
Yes, I'm sure, but thank you for the feedback. Oh, Jocasta wants to chime in. Okay. The cultists are the scourge of the seditious. They bring the uprighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the blood-spun web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and his harsh justice to the darkest depths of this ship. And then the other guy, Heinrich. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malik did to earn that privilege, though. Oh, they killed him. And who's going to feed his family? That's a lower deck problem. What matters is that this blood-spun web serves you faithfully, Lord Captain. Confessor Adelbert. My predecessor's predecessor once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved this vessel from the servants of the arch-enemy. The blood-spun web paid the price in blood, a river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. They became the blood of the flagship, the pulse in its veins, and the beat of its heart. Their great sacrifice earned them the favor of House von Valencius. Cabela, you will be my shadow. Oh, she took off her mask now. Cabela's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her ceremonial mask. The dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth, I am your shadow, Dominania von Valencius, an instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One, for so it was ordained, and so his tarot forspoke. The young woman bows her head once again. I also come bearing an invitation from the vizier of the blood-spun web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you. Oh, well, that's very generous. Abelard, are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down into the depths of her flagship to search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They're not a fitting place for her ladyship. I would like to know, why is the vizier not here to deliver the message himself? Well, first, the spinner is old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line, and he has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey could sunder the spirit from his ancient body. Oh, I see. So, where exactly is it located? Well, I'm not permitted to say. If you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of Saint Ariane, the matriarch's spider. Hers was the thread that would become the blood-spun web. Her path began deep within the flagship, in the dark tunnels of the freight line, and that is where yours must begin. This journey will bring closer to the thread of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. Well, I will walk in the footsteps of the spider. I guess we have committed ourselves to going down there. We have to explore the freight line. The cultists retreat into the shadows as Cabela sheaths her ceremonial dagger. Your blade awaits direction, Dominania. We will speak again when the time is right. Okay. Well, I think she is one of us now, a companion, which means she's going to need to be leveled up. So we're going to go ahead and spend a few minutes and do that. And then I think we're going to head on down to this freight line. Might as well get that done before we get embroiled in God knows what other drama. The rogue trader's ship is a veritable city sailing through the void. The ship has numerous compartments that you can visit. We already know that. The first thing we're going to do is level her up. So let's take a look at her. And we do have some things in our inventory. We've got this spinner's mask, so we'll put that on her. I hate to cover up her lovely face, but we want to keep it lovely, so she needs a protection. And here's a two-handed melee weapon, so we're going to add that. She can use med kits, so we're going to give her a couple more. And I think we want to give her a bonus to strength and agility stems, just in case she needs it. Currently, she's only level 4. She's got pretty good stats already. I'm going to go ahead and spend a minute and level her up. We got to do 11 ranks, oh my lord. I think what I'm going to do, everybody, is do this and then come right back and I'll share what I chose. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So I'll be right back. I have assigned her some abilities. She went from level 4 to level 22, so now she's up with everybody else. These are the new abilities that she now has that are not passives. This is everything. Some of this is passive, and some of it is not. She already had these 3. This one here will allow her to start her attack, and if I hit that, then she will do her attack, say she uses her jump. But she will come right back to her original square, which I thought was really handy depending on where we are, what mobs are surrounding her. Might not be a good idea to leave her out there. So that's going to be dependent on what the combat, what's going on. This one, her next attack will inflict bleeding on all targets hit. So that's also sort of kind of a buff. This one will mark the enemy for additional damage. This one makes an attack that does not count toward the limit of attacks that she has. And this also is the same second weapon. So she has an initial weapon and her second weapon. This one here is interesting. For 1 round, the assassin becomes the lowest priority target. And I thought this would be good because this would go along well with her death from above. So there we go. Because we got that invitation, I think we ought to go check it out. So let's go. There was an incident in the officers' quarters. A healer team's... That was where we were just now. Let's leave this area. We have to go to the freight line. And we are going to take people. So we've got Cabela, Abelard. Yep, this is the A team right here. Let's do this. Edok Frenso, a sturdily built man with an augmented jaw, stands at attention. The dark circles under his eyes speak to many sleepless nights, but his voice is loud and spirited. Welcome to Freight Hub LD 987 A14, Lord Captain. I am Edok Frenso, Captain of the Enforcers in the Lower Deck Bay LD A14. The Master at Arms has assigned me to be your liaison for the duration of your stay here. Oh, well, that's not really necessary, but thank you. Lord Captain, would you like to inspect the control room or begin your search for the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? He says the last part with obvious concern. Do you know how to reach the temple of the blood-spun web?
Oh, I am sorry, Lord Captain, I do not.
No one knows.
The cultists are too adept at hiding and keeping their secrets, and it worries me that you might have to walk around the entire compartment looking for the temple.
Oh, well, no need to concern yourself with that. How did you know I was coming?
Oh, the Master-at-Arms ordered us to be on standby after the Bloodspun Web openly invited you to visit their temple. We've been waiting your arrival.
Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't have to wait too long. I was going to run some other errands, but I thought this should take precedent. I appreciate your loyalty and your patience. Why are you concerned? Is there a problem with this compartment?
Well, the lower decks are not suitable for someone of your status, and it's not just the grime or the crowds of brutish laborers. I suspect that the entrance to the Temple of Death is hidden in some dark corner where you might encounter criminals or contagious outcasts. With the kind of riffraff that dwells there, you might even be attacked. He frowns. To put it bluntly, although the bay performs its functions well, even its more civilized sections are sorely lacking in discipline. I was only assigned recently, so I haven't had time to straighten everything up, since doing so will require making some serious changes. I'm not inventing excuses, Lord Captain.
That's what it sounds like.
I accept full responsibility.
Well, I understand that. Well, to be honest, sir, I do have a lot on my plate, as you know, and the situation in the bay doesn't interest me. I'm here on business, and I have no intention of staying any longer than I need to.
Understood, Lord Captain.
The cult of the Bloodspun Web has a presence in this compartment, does it not?
Oh, that is correct. The enforcers do not bar them from carrying out their sacred duties.
I see, Captain grumbles. Yeah, I'm sure he's not happy with that. Be steadfast in your duty, Captain. The Emperor protects, Lord Captain. Yeah, I don't want to get in a conversation with him about this. It's not something she's going to have to deal with. She's going to have other issues. Great. We're going to, I guess, go off to the right. All right, you know what? We didn't talk to this. Let's talk to this servitor. The servo overseer makes a note of everyone who passes by the station every time. Okay, let's continue. I don't think there's going to be any loot down here for us, but we'll check periodically. The technomats are performing a sensing rite on the sacred power transformer. But the machine spirits are running rampant and will not be swayed. Oh, they're not happy. There's a scribe. Interference in section 00102. Something's going on. I'm not going to interrupt them. They seem busy. Okay, what is this? A door. First, let's look over here real quick. Have you heard? The Lord Captain stopped by. Oh, they're gossiping already. Okay, it looks like this door is where we need to go. So,
Is that blood?
can't be. We scrubbed the deck 3 times right before the rogue trader came.
Void take me. Captain's gonna have our heads.
Abelard. Is this the welcome you give the rogue trader?
Whoever had the audacity to leave behind this appalling symbol? I will see to it that the Master-at-Arms calls them to account.
Edok. Damn those. How did they even... let's examine the mark. You have seen this sort of symbol before. Death cultists carve bleeding marks like this on their own skin. This is the right way. Cabela carves the same symbol on the back of her hand with a knife and whispers a prayer. Domin Anya, remember this sign. It is the beginning of your quest, the first blood trail. Do you know what this is? It resembles one of the symbols associated with the web. What's it called again? The Song of Trailing Blood, I think. It's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. We've heard spinners say it when they, perform their acts of service to the Emperor. I see. The soundless shadows sank into the dark, slashed feet crescendo, a fatal dance, blade song in tempo, each edge in echo, twin odes to death throes, now on her sacred blood, as she once trod the backs of foes, tread countless souls, but none who know. So what is this? From what I can tell, it's something like a prayer. I guess I am invited to follow this trail of blood. I did accept the spinner's invitation. Well, I hope you find what you're looking for and return safely. Thank you. I wonder if that's like a riddle or something. I guess we're going to find out. Shall we? Upper deckers avoid coming here. Oh, look at that. Yep, that's the freight. But how can one live aboard the flagship only to turn one's back on the core that gives it life? This core can just as easily take a life, too. Especially if someone around here takes a fancy to your boots. Well, that's probably true. The baton and the whip, sir. Oh, this is where all the enforcers hang out. We're looking for the symbols. And there's none over there that I can see. So let's go this way. We shall not disturb the enforcers at their work. There's another symbol. The longer you stare at the mark, the quieter the sounds of the station become. The shadows grow longer and seem to stretch in the direction of the adjacent section. Look at that down there. Okay, I think we need to get down there, but I'm not quite sure how to right now. What we're going to do is come and continue this way. Ah, this must be how we get across. Oh, there's another mark. Oh, this is where they must have done a ritual. Have mercy. Make the pain stop. Oh, he's burning. The young man gasps for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. His skin is dripping from his gaunt body like melted wax from a candle. His eyes, somehow intact, alive, clear, filled with pain, stare at you from under his caked eyelids. We're going to do this. I'm a iconoclast, and this sounds a little crazy, but we're going to do this. We're going to send for help, and we're going to turn him into a scribe instead of sending him down here. A blissful smile twists the man's lips, and a tear forms at the corner of his ruined eye socket. The God Emperor has sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. Got 3 points for that. Abelard, never forget the mercy that the Lord Captain has granted you. Cabela, when the Undying One is ready to accept a soul, it must be sent forth, and so will it be freed from the torment of the flesh. Yet you have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. Well, you don't need to worry about that. Do you know anything about this mark, sir? He tries to turn his head, his blackened skin crunching as it opens into scarlet cracks. A spinner came. He painted the symbol. He gave me water and whispered a strange verse. He told me to memorize it and recite it later so that help would come, and here you are. Then I should continue. He begins to whisper, his lips twisted in pain. To a smirched soul, her mercy she did grant. Last breath expressed, knife met heart, removed from chest, passed on to death, her duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer anguish and distress, a longing brought to rest, of mortal bonds the soul divest. Yeah, thank you, sir. Help's on the way. Just hold on a little longer. Oh, of course. Thank you. Oh, I think we're going to leave the episode here. Thank you for joining me today. Please give a like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye now.